Hello, Pisces, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of October 5th through the 11th. And during that time, we'll have a full moon that comes in on the 7th. And of course, that can be a time of heightened emotions. And, some people can be prone to feeling overwhelmed and anxious or a little snappy and irritable. You may have changes in your sleeping patterns, but it's a really good time to practice patience and calm. If you're like me, I do have changes in my sleeping. I'm very energetic during a full moon. If there's some project that I know that I need a lot of energy for. If I save it until that full moon time, I get things done because I'm just so full of energy. So keep that in mind. We then move into the waning gibbous energy. And if the full moon is like a big inhale, the waning gibbous is it's like that exhale it's a good time for self-reflection, a time for rebirth, and a good time to make positive changes. You can get rid of some bad habits and negative thinking. It's just like it's just a good time to exhale. So keep those moon energies in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for the energies that you may or may not encounter, Pisces. So, as always, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't on the table for someone else. And your overall message for this particular reading is believe in the impossible. Okay, I love that card. The blue moon card. Once in a blue moon, right? As I'm shuffling the tarot, my fun weekly reminder this week is that you take some time to get out into nature. So take a walk in the woods, find a beautiful park or an area that has a beautiful view and just really go take it in and just marvel at the miracle of nature. And, if you can close your eyes and just connect with the sounds that are out there. A lot of times there's birds or you can hear water in the distance. Hopefully you just get out to where it's just so quiet, just the crackling of leaves this time of year. You can hear leaves falling, so little animals scurrying and scampering around. So just get out into nature and just take that time to connect. That is my fun reminder for you this week. All right, let's get into this reading. Pisces, October 5th through the 11th. Believe in the impossible. Your present energy is the Page of Cups. So you're believing in the impossible, but we're going to do it with a sense of humor here with the Page of Cups. Our Page of Cups is always open to, any new path when it comes to kind of an emotional connection. So it could be, new friendships, new relationships, that kind of thing, but definitely doing it with a sense of humor. So your current situation is the Wheel of Fortune. So, wow, that's awesome. Believe in the impossible. This is about evolving, but it's about usually positive things. It's something that's coming in definitely that will be fortunate for you. So I love that. That's kind of a luck is on your side thing. If there's a contest that you need to enter this week or pick some lottery numbers, that sort of thing, a good week for that. It should be very, very lucky for you. At the root of your situation this week is the Strength card. So that's great. We're going into this with a sense of humor and just feeling strong and feeling good about the things that are going on right now in your life and your situation. And again, believe in the impossible. So if there was something that you thought was impossible, it could be a good week for that to kind of come to fruition for you. In your recent past is the Nine of Wands here. So this is kind of the past, looking back on your past and kind of doing that evaluation, which you may want to find to do, like I said, at the end of the week. During that waning gibbous, it's a good time to kind of do that evaluation, look back. Where have I been? Where am I headed? What changes do I want to make as I'm moving forward here? So that's kind of an energy that you're also coming out of. So that's something that we also kind of do during that waxing gibbous right before the full moon. Also, what is on your mind this week is the Chariot. So, and I feel like, did you guys have this card last week too, where you're thinking about making a move? This is about the execution of a move, but the Chariot is more about kind of gathering information before you make the move. I call it the packing up the minivan card. Like you're thinking about the things that you need to think about before you make a move. And this could be any kind of move in any area of your life. I'm not even getting an indicator here of what that might be, but it could be that you're wanting to make a career move, make a financial move. It could be a relationship move. It could be that you want to a literal move like on in your house situation. Maybe you're going to move from one house to another, move from an apartment to a house. So keep that in mind, because that's on your mind this week, is kind of gathering, the information for what might be a big move for you. What is just ahead of you this week is the Five of Wands. So this could be some debate about all of this, um, some debate about what this move might be, or just discussion. It doesn't have to literally be fighting, arguing. Sometimes it can lead to that with this card, but it is fire. It's people that have very strong opinions, and but that's okay to just hold your ground and have your opinion, but also don't forget to be open to listening to what other people have to say as well. They have opinions, and sometimes they actually mean something, right? In your advice position, more wands here with the 10. So there's something that you're done with. There's some reason that you're just kind of trying to do that final push, maybe to push through. Again, it could be in different areas of life for different Pisces. So whatever it is for you, you're just kind of doing that final push. And I feel like you've kind of made the decision. And again, you are gathering the information. That's what the Chariot card would indicate, that you're kind of gathering information, like, I'm done, I'm ready to move on. Again, but you're going to believe in the impossible. It may seem impossible to you and everyone around you, but if you believe, you can actually get it accomplished, and you'll look back and be like, wow, that seemed impossible, but done, did it. What is beyond your control this week is the Knight of Swords, and this would be kind of that, that wicked tongue that you're going to say the thing that you're going to say. I think that's definitely the Pisces ways anyway. If it's there to be said, you're probably the one saying it. And that could come into play here with this card as well, that you're going to say what's on your mind, you're going to state the obvious, and that's just the way you are. There's no escaping it, and it's literally in the beyond your control position. And look, even the horse is afraid of what you might say, but you go ahead and say it anyway. I believe in you. What is your secret desire, or what you're trying to avoid, is the Queen of Pentacles here. So our Queen of Pentacles is about understanding their element. So this would be about understanding the material world and understanding how things work in it, not only when it comes to things like money, finances, your career, but again, the material things in your life. And again, this could be about your house or the things in it, anything material. But not only does the Queen have an understanding about how she functions in that realm, but also her constituency, how the people around her function in that realm as well. And that is really, it's either your secret desire to be that, or you're trying to avoid being that. There may be things that you're thinking, I don't even want to know that, right? But and you have to ask yourself, that's kind of your big question, is are you in a place to have that kind of understanding, not only for you, but for the people around you, or are you trying to avoid having that sort of understanding? In your outcome position is the High Priestess, which I really love. This is the card of mystery and truth, but it's a card of really understanding the mysteries of the universe and kind of following that sort of guidance. So this is being able to see the synchronicities and understand what they mean, and also how to apply them to your life. But also when it comes to, like, you may have a dream about something, it's your dream world, and applying that to your life, so it's about being able to see the unseen and the things that are there, and maybe people around you can't even really see them, but and it's like knowing. It's like your intuition. You know a thing, you're not even sure why you know it. Again, it may seem impossible, but you just know it. It's like putting your money down on the roulette wheel on a certain number. You don't know why you chose that number, you just knew it, and you went for it and put it there and came out a winner. So that's a great card to have here in your outcome. But definitely make sure that you're paying attention to those things in the universe, those signs, those signals, those symbols that are trying to guide you towards the impossible. What is hidden from you this week at the bottom of the deck is the Page of Swords. So we had right at the beginning here this Page of Cups, which is about kind of keeping your sense of humor, being, open to new emotional paths. And this is hidden from you, and this would be new, like, paths in thinking or communication. So I don't feel like there's big changes for you there this week. You will continue to communicate, probably more like this Knight of Swords, in the way that you do, which is, saying the thing that needs to be said when it needs to be said, even though maybe people don't want to hear it. But like I said, you're there for it. So don't change that about yourself. We all need that person. And those of us who aren't like that, I'm not like that at all. And I love that person that, that can say that thing that just needs to be said sometimes. Some of us bite our tongues. I don't think Pisces, you guys don't. You just put it out there. So that's pretty awesome. All right, the Soul Oracle deck for you this week. Your advice there is to live from your spirit. High Priestess, love that card. And just to follow that too. Not only live from that, but kind of listen to it and follow it. All right, from the Soul Oracle deck, or I'm sorry, from the Self-Care Wisdom cards, that's where we are now. I already did the Soul Oracle. Self-Care Wisdom cards, how do you need to take care of yourself this week, Pisces? And the card that you get is the card that I just pulled last for the Aquarius reading also, Patience. It is safe to wait. And I think you will, because I feel like, again, this Chariot card, it's on your mind to be gathering the correct information to make this move. You're kind of looking for signs and signals. You're wrapping something up. You're having these debates and conversations. You're being strong through all of this as well. And, I don't feel like it's probably decision time or go time this week, but you're definitely gathering that information. So, Pisces, thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope there is something in this reading that you can take away and use in your week. If you're comfortable sharing, of course, drop me a message down in the comments. Let me know, what was the impossible thing? Did you have some luck on your side this week with this Wheel of Fortune? Are there synchronicities and dreams and things that you're having about something impossible? Of course, drop me a comment and let me know. If you like my reading style, please hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps my channel, but most importantly, it'll help you find me next week and we can see where this story goes. So thanks so much, Pisces, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.